I don't know, they must weigh 150 pounds. They're just hugely heavy. Even my grandson, who's a football player in college, has trouble moving them, and I wouldn't want to ask him to. He might hurt himself. So this was the solution to moving those big heavy plants around. It's the garden pot mover with an adjustable handle. And here's Susan B.
Hi.
And honestly, it's as easy as she's making it look right now to move big heavy pots around from one place to another. Maybe you, like for instance, mine are in my backyard. I need to move them all the way around to the side of the house and put them in the garage in the winter. There is no way I would be able to move those pots, even if they weren't filled with dirt. They're just giant.
They're just giant, especially those ceramic, the terracotta.
And you don't want to leave those out in the winter because they could crack and
Right.
you know, you don't. Anyway, so this is a solution, and you don't have to only move a giant pot, but it's adjustable. You can move pots of really any size.
Yeah.
So we have them for you today on 5 payments of $11. This is called the adjustable handle pot mover because it has a pot gripper bar that adjusts in height, and you can also adjust it to fit planters anywhere between 8 and 30 inches high.
And that's it right now. And you know what it looks like? It looks like the old golf caddy.
Yeah.
When you didn't ride in a
Kinda.
cart and you put your golf bag on it. It's
Yeah.
the same premise. And we have down below, we have a place where you're gonna put the planter right there. And you're just gonna bend it back and kind of jimmy it onto it.
Yeah.
So there's no lifting, but then you're also gonna secure it by raising or lowering this bar.
And then that clips onto the top lip of the pot.
Exactly, and I'll show you over here, Carolyn. We can show one on one that doesn't have any plant in it.
Okay.
Right here. So all these kind of rounded, a square pot, they all work. And the way it works is I just had my little handle right here that I squeeze, and then I just lower it right down, and it grips into it so it's not going to move.
And see how those little suction cups are helping to support the bottom of the pot in the back?
Yeah, right there.
Well, no, I mean on the outside.
Oh, on the outside. That's perfect. I'll show you. Yep.
So this way, it's not just sitting on the edge of that little holder at the bottom. It's actually braced against those 2 suction cups. Well, here, let me show you on mine.
Yeah.
Because
right there.
I have this
right
thing
down
memorized because I use it all the time. So this part slips under the bottom of your pot right here. And then when you tilt it back, the pot rests against these. It can max hold 165 pounds, as it says right there, and that's a pretty giant pot. Then, before you tilt it back, you're just going to, this is like a trigger. You grip it, see how you push the red in and now it slides up and down. You slide this down until it's over the top lip of your pot under here. So now when you tip it back, the pot is braced from the top and the bottom.
And the bottom. And
so and the leverage allows you to push something really, really heavy, right?
That's right, up to 165 pounds. And then you put your foot on it when you're ready to lift and go. It has a place for your foot, and then you simply lift and then you go. So it's all about maximizing physics and making it easier and lightweight. Now on this one,
now look how wide it is.
Yeah, I put a giant galvanized tub on here and I filled it with flowers and logs and a watering can and
so
tools.
now I can move, and you might not be able to run the 100-yard dash, but you know, walk as fast as is comfortable for you. You can spin it easily to the right spot. Then when you get it down, say now it's right in front of my garage door, exactly where I want it. Now you're going to lift up. Get that over the lip.
Yep, get it over the lip.
And then you simply slide it out from under.
Yeah, and then you're just kind of wedging it off.
Yeah.
And you wedge it out.
So
but what you're doing is
you haven't had to lift anything heavy.
Nothing. It's not going to hurt your back or your knees. You're able to do things. And I love this idea because so many times it might not be a pot, but it's something really heavy.
Exactly.
And you can fill up a lot of the work that you need to do right into one big tub. But the easiest part is that it's going to move up to 165 pounds. And it's anywhere, Carolyn, you went really low on that one, anywhere from as low as 8 inches up to 30 inches high. So do you see how she just wedged it right under, then she clamped it down to secure it, and you've got the suction cups on the bottom and then on the inside, and then she said, hey, this is a better sunnier spot for my plants. Or like you said, you're keeping them all in your garage all winter so they don't get cracked by the bad weather.
I don't usually use this except moving things in and out at the beginning or the end of the season. But if you have something, say you bought some heavy pottery at the garden store and you need to get it out of your car and move it over to where you're going to have it on your patio.
Yes.
This is for moving things even when they're not filled with dirt. I mean, move it to the right spot and get it in the right spot and then fill it up with dirt. And then if you need to transport it, move it into a sunnier spot, or you changed your mind, maybe you've got it in a spot where now you're going to put some furniture or whatever. You just get this out of the garage and you do what we just showed you. I reattach this one to this bin again.
Yeah, and you just kind of
And
jimmy
you
it
just,
underneath.
yeah, push it to wherever you need it to be. Now I'm going to put it over in this corner of my patio. I usually, you know, walk behind it, angle it in, set
And
it down.
Carolyn, last summer,
That's
what
where
we
I
did,
want it, undo it, and now it's in the right spot and I haven't had to lift anything.
yeah, we had a big tub like this last summer and we filled it with mulch.
Right.
So instead of my husband Bruce having to like lug these big heavy bags that hurts your back, hurts your knees, you know, it's giving you freedom to be able to do things in your yard that you haven't been able to do. And maybe you've stopped having those pretty pots because, you know, I can't move them anymore. I got to get my husband or my son to help me.
Right.
Now you can do it because you just wedge it under and then look how easy it is. And it's going to hold up to 165 pounds.
Right.
Which a lot of times, like this right here, this is super heavy. This is coming up with Philip Watson, and it's his Hollywood
Hollywood hibiscus.
Yeah, it's so gorgeous. That's huge, and that easily weighs over 120 pounds.
Yeah.
But we can move it easily because we're just using leverage. We've got our two never flat wheels. You know, you could even use this inside if you wanted to move pots, because these are no-mar wheels, so they're not going to hurt your wooden floor or your rugs.
Is there any assembly on this when I get it home? What do I have to do?
There is assembly, and it takes about, I think it was less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
They give you all the screws that you need, and it's super easy. And then you've got the freedom from then on to do, you know, whatever you want to do and move your plants wherever you want them.
So this is a returning favorite from last year, and which is when I bought mine. I know that a lot of people have these and love them and use them because nobody wants to either, you know, the alternative is doing, let's see, can we undo Phillips?
Yes. We will
I'll show you what happens if you don't, or is that?
Here, I'll do this one.
I don't want to mess up your display.
Okay. Well,
So the alternative is, so pretend I didn't have this. Take this off.
oh,
Okay,
the alternative.
Here, hold my card.
Yep.
The alternative is this.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Because you
And
can't
that's-
lift it. So now you're walking it over. I mean, seriously?
seriously,
And now by the time you stand up, it's like, oh, man.
Yeah, my back, my hips, my knees.
Right?
And I'm
Or-
in a
and-
sweaty mess.
Or you got to wait for the college kids to come over, and then they'll
Right.
hurt their back.
Exactly.
So it's just safer. It's smart. If you have heavy things to move around, this is what you do, and it really does work, just like we're showing.
It really works. You're going to love the freedom that you're going to get from it and the ability to really move heavy things.
I love it.
Effortlessly.
All right, so stay in the ordering process for this guy. It's 5 payments of $11 for our garden pot mover. Now,
Oh, we're walking
we're going to walk over
We're gonna walk over.
to our shoe display. We have, Susan's been bringing us these great garden shoes.